this could all go horribly wrong at any minute.
Hello there, and welcome to the 174th edition of Lewis Black's Rantcast, entitled I'm Still in Europe. Although, as you can tell, I'm actually in my cable access studio, and I'm getting out some intros so that we can continue the Rantcast while I'm gone and have no ability at all once I'm in Europe of doing an intro to the Rantcast. I've got shows there. As a matter of fact, probably by the time you're hearing this, I'll have played in Amsterdam. I will be in Brussels and then in performing in London. I'm taking a guess that so far it's gone very well. Boy, let's hope so. It has gone very well here in stateside, as I would be saying if I were there, but I'm pretending I am. But it's really, I just want to thank everyone who's been coming out to see the shows over the past 6 months and the past 9 months, the past year. Who've been coming out for a long time to see me. These shows, as I kind of end up on this, the final tour, have been, it's just been terrific. And especially the last three, which was the Grand Opera House in Delaware, which is always a joy to play. I'm just going to say it is really exceptional. I played the National Theater in Virginia, where I'd not played before. A nice space there, and a lot of fun. And as you heard last week, I read their rants. We did a Rantcast. I think I got a little psychotic at the end. I was hoping for something more upbeat, but something that triggered me, and I just let it rip. It's that one thing of kind of doing that Rantcast live. I find along the way, there were certain things I'd kind of thought the audience would respond to. They didn't. It went fine. I think it went fine. I'm sure we'll be receiving all sorts of things telling us, "Oh, you really, this is it. We've had it. We can see past what's happening here. We realize that you are fooling with us. Whatever it is. I'm sure there'll be the whatever, boy, that the fact that you have, you went after Donald Trump. Well, I really didn't. I was reading Rants, folks. So, and if you want, I'll repeat it again. Send in your defense of, if you think that people have gone over the line and what they're yelling and screaming about, send them in. And I will get to them when I get back from Europe, which is hopefully been as exciting as I'm anticipating it. Also, I want to thank, before I go, the Kennedy Center, which finally allowed me to perform there, and it was a joy. And it was, and I have to say, just playing the hometown was, it was really something for me, and to be able to do it there, and I want the folks at the Warner Theater to know that their support for me over the years made it possible for me to have the show I did at the Kennedy Center with the audience I had. And so thank you to them too. And that's what I got, I think. I know that there's stuff going on there, and I'm hoping that you're taking a respite from it. It's May. Get out there and enjoy. Hopefully the weather is not the madness of 12,000 tornadoes and flooding and massive heat waves, and then dropping to 35 degrees. That there's been some settling, and you've been able to enjoy yourselves and take a little time away, because we're still 6 months, I think, away from an election. Stay away from it for a while, okay? I'm sitting there watching the cartoons that we're watching in terms of that are coming out of the trial, and the pictures, they're not pictures, they're basically portraits or whatever you want to call them of what's going on there, and the reporting is it's insane. It's like, here's the report. We just read this, but here's what they just said in the thing. And so, I mean, you've got, it's like, you've got people, news people reading what the people actually said. So you're not hearing what the people who said it said. I mean, you're hearing what they said, but you're not hearing the people, which just makes it ludicrous. It makes it kind of ludicrous. And so take a little break from all of it. We've got nothing but time left. And you think it's going to change? Maybe there'll be some new debate stuff. I don't think so. And I'll find out what what things are like in Europe. And I will be talking to you about it when I get back. And I want to wish you all a very good week. Thanks, everybody, for sending in their rants. Continue to do so. I will be reading them once I get back. I will be reading the new ones, and I look forward to it. And thanks again to all of you for giving my life some meaning. It's a privilege, and it's a pleasure to perform for you. It truly is. I just want to thank Mark Burlatose, if I pronounced that. Yeah? Oh, you got good seats. Good. Yeah. It's the least I could do. Well, he said that the last time he saw me in Chattanooga in 2015 at the Tivoli, there was only about 50 people that showed up, 60 maybe. But we did better tonight, didn't we? Yeah. It also was, I think it was cold as fuck, which in Chattanooga was 50. This comes to us from Susan Hook, and I'll just let you know, I continue to do a thing called the Rantcast. I read rants that folks wrote. I'm doing them each night. I do a few. Hopefully this weekend, either tomorrow night or in Atlanta, if all works out and we can pull it off, I'll do another live Rantcast. I'll do an hour's worth of time and then do 25, 30 minutes of reading rants from folks that have come in, and that'll go live out throughout it goes throughout the world. I used to do it a lot more, and now I just do these. So if you're really bored shitless on Sunday, it's well worth it, because the stuff I'm getting is terrific, like this one. So I was taking a pee. This is Susan Hook, remember? So I was taking a pee in my local movie theater bathroom, and it occurred to me that it had to be a mean-spirited man who thought to install those spare tire-sized toilet paper dispensers in the stalls. After all, having to change the roll only once a year is right up there with the really important male fantasies. I enjoyed that way fucking more than you did. Son of a bitch, guys. And who thought to install them at impossibly accessible floor height? Are only children and little people using public toilets? Here's where it gets fascinating. So here I am, precariously crouched over the bowl so as to not let any part of my anatomy touch anything. One arm stretched out behind me as a support, trying to not drip into my knees, straddling panties, holding my pants up so they won't touch the floor. And now I have to make a right angle sideways, bend in my torso to reach the opening of the toilet paper dispenser. Yoga was not on my urine elimination agenda today. And guess what? No paper end to be found. They made these rolls so big, heavy, and flimsy that you could only get one sheet at a time without tearing, or worse yet, you may get 3 sheets, but then the next ends up deep inside the bowels of this dispenser from hell. So with my third hand, I have to reach elbow deep into its jaws to retrieve my 1-sheet ration while counting off the litany of saints under my breath. By now, I'm ready to remove my panties, use them to wipe myself, and toss them in the trash on the way out. I'd like to thank Susan Hook for that. And we'll end with this. This comes from Michael McCaffery, and he was at a show up in Maine a few weeks ago. He wrote this in. But you got me thinking, what the fuck is wrong with a country where half the population wants to protect guns and ban books? Maybe it's just me, but give me a book, and I'm not going to turn gay, but put a fucking gun to my head, and I might just blow you. Couple came in from Atlanta. I'll read the first one. I'm going to read is, and if you have something you want to get off your chest, if you go to my website, lewisblack.com, it'll tell you how to get something in, and I will be continuing to do a thing I call the Rantcast, and I will continue to read rants. I won't be retiring from ranting, no. I want to read this because it came in last night. I missed it. It's from Mark Dillard, and he and his mom were at the show last night in Nashville, and he said, to all of you pickle haters out there that have chimed in over the years, let me be the first person to say, fuck you. Pickles are the only goddamn way cucumbers are even fucking edible. They're a staple of any good burger, hot dog, bratwurst, sausage, and many sandwiches. So instead of acting like a 5-year-old when you order something and it comes with a pickle, just shut the fuck up and fucking realize that the goddamn majority of people like pickles, and that's why things automatically come with them. One of the great joys I've taken in reading these rants is it started out about literally 10 years ago. Somebody wrote in, one of the first things I got was about somebody in the level at which he hated pickles. And then there was a debate that went on for weeks. And I thought, wow, that debate's over. And I'm so proud that Mark said, no, fuck you. There's something left to be said. This is, I'm going to read this one after. That's really, this is Terry Russo. Are you here, Terry? Well, there are 3 of you then. Okay, I'll take that. See you in Atlanta, Lou. You see that commercial for your bank during a baseball game? You're paying for that. You see the athlete on a bag of chips? You're paying for that. And no way the player actually eats food that lacks actual food. You see your cable company commercials, your Dunkin' Donuts, your money is going to Matt and Ben and J-Lo like they need any more money. Geez, income redistribution from the pockets of the many into the hands of the few. These celebrities, cocksuckers turned pro? I'm looking at you. The actors that pretend to be teachers get paid more than actual teachers. 911 operators the same. Doctors, police, and firefighters. The pretend ones get paid a lot more than those that actually put their lives on the line. We pay those that only entertain us with sport contracts about to get into billions for one person that has interactions with different shaped balls. I wish I'd read that better. It stuns me when I get into the middle of the sentence. The court jesters are now the kings and queens. Solutions, why don't we start putting logos on smart boards, fire trucks, and police uniforms? Thank you, Terry Russo. And then I will end with this one. This is Len Konecki, and it's welcome to Atlanta, Lou, and I say that with caution and a brief warning. Do not stray far from here, otherwise you will be in Georgia. In fact, take a map and draw a fucking circle with a radius of 25 miles around the city. This is your safe zone. It has fine dining, nice hotels, a symphony, and basic decency and culture. That's me. Do not go beyond the radius on that map. I'm warning you, fucking don't! What you will see will damage you more than you already are. And I know, and the audience knows, and you know how seriously twisted and fucked up that is. When you pass the line of demarcation on that map, you will hear only the names of Jeb, Grady, Cletus, and Merle. Luther, Harley, and Gator. Yes, fucking Gator. He lives in Okefenokee and feeds on copperhead snakes and large swamp rats. Wow. I can't even tell you how my brain is sizzling. When you pass the line of civility, you will see billboards advertising dentures and full teeth replacement, which is ironic because toothpaste is just a suggestion outside the radius of personal hygiene. Dining establishments outside the culture boundary will have names that only start with waffle or Bojangles. And you might even see the rare sedan driving in these parts because everyone knows that an old 94 Chevy pickup with raised tires, a dead deer, a gun rack, and a Confederate flag waving in the truck bed is the prized ride. You've been warned, Lewis. Stay in town and enjoy, and never cross the line into Georgia. They filmed Deliverance there. Enough said. Thank you, Len. Start with this one. Look at this shit. This is from James Spurrier. He's very excited. Let's talk about the local Prior Lake High School mascot, the Lakers. Who the fuck came up with that? What lake-faring lunatic decided this was something to put fear in the hearts of their opponents? Who thinks a bunch of jack-offs sailing on a fucking lake is a good representative? And it makes no sense. When you hear a mascot name, you should fucking know what it is. A cardinal or an oriole is a shitty name too, but at least you can picture it in your mind. I can imagine the trash talk. Look out, we are the Jefferson Jaguars. Be afraid, it's the Shakopee Sabres. Stand aside, here come the Prior Lake Lakers. The other teams are like, fuck you, who are you idiots? Go swab the decks and blow each other. Call us when you get a real name. Thank you, James. This what? I don't know. When you do that and you yell from the back, it's like I'm taking a hearing test. What I heard you say was do on boaties. And I don't really know where to place that. But thanks for reaching out. This is from Mark. I won't read his last name. He's asked me not to. Lewis, I will be attending your show at the Mystic Lake Casino. I've not been here in over 10 years because I hate this fucking casino. because I truly believe that the only way I could have fun gambling here would be to start lighting $20 bills on fire and see how long it takes for me to get thrown out. I have never won money here. I have a theory that that little rewards card they give you was out to get me. That's when you can hear the music in Mark's head going. When I stuck that little bastard in a slot machine, it told the machine, fuck this guy over. Don't let this guy win a dime. Give it to him up the ass. The only thing that little card was good for was to scrape ice off my windshield. My wife and mom have been trying to get me to come back here for years. But coming to see you got me back in the door. Hopefully this will lead me to give this place another chance. Thanks, Mark. P.S. I did not give my last name because I don't want them to program my wife's card to fuck her over. This comes to us from Blake Shearman. He's first off, thanks for coming to a Catholic university and saying fuck 167 times. As a former Catholic, it tickles me knowing that they will have to douse this entire theater in holy water after you've gone. I noticed that many of your rants are about drivers. That's not my rant, although it does annoy the shit out of me that a fuck ton of otherwise rational human beings have nothing better to do than bitch about roundabouts. And they do. I get at least 2 a week. People just go, why are they fucking doing this to me? What the fuck? Or the people don't know how to do it. They literally, but once every month is somebody saw somebody drive across the roundabout. Their ass is so firmly ensconced into the seats on the struggle bus. The brains of this not-so-silent majority seem to inexplicably revert to an amoeba-like state every time they encounter a roundabout. But what's really pissing me off is cheese, shredded cheese. More specifically, the TikTokers that are trending, calling out big food and evil additives, food additives, by washing shredded cheese. Washing shredded cheese. Fuck's sake. Cheese factories add starch or cellulose to keep shredded cheese from clumping into a giant globular mass. This is not new or radical groundbreaking discovery. They've been doing it forever. And there's one thing that we all know in Wisconsin. When it comes to cheese, there's really one thing you can't do with it. And that's fucking get it wet. This is as monumentally fucking idiotic as going to Buffalo and boiling chicken wings at a tailgate party. Or rolling into a Texas barbecue joint and requesting fucking ketchup for your brisket. If you don't want starchy cheese, buy a fucking cheese grater, you fucking troglodyte, and put away your phony fucking food safety pout rage. And you know what? Stop saying things like, this is totes for reals, bro. Food additives have been on the labels since the 80s, so if you were unaware of them, then you're dumber than the TikTokers who were fucking dense enough to lick a fucking toilet. Also stop saying, this is why America's so fat. Bull fucking shit. We're fat because horrible food tastes heavenly. And bad food is cheap. Let's be honest, after we all hit an age where we're really only attracted to 3 people, we truly no longer give a shit You'll get there too someday, kid, huh? Can't wait to see how you self-care your ass out of that. Just let me revel in my own crapulence and clog my arteries in peace with a sack full of White Castles. Now that is a sack full of death. Tasty, delicious death. Anyway, sorry about this dumbass rant. All I really wanted was you to say, this is totes for real, bro. Oh, and don't wash the cheese. Thank you, Blake. And then we go to Paul Munson. And last week, my wife sent me to Quick Trip, the god of convenience stores and cultural hub of La Crosse, to buy 3 10-pound bags of ice. As I reached in the cooler, I discovered they've removed the handles from the ice bags. What the fuck? And the 10-pound bags now are only 7 pounds. So I need 4.2 bags now. Have you ever tried carrying 4.2 bags of ice with no fucking handles? So I load up with 2 bags under each arm. I drop one. How do you pick it up from the floor with no damn handles? I finally rip the bag a little to get a grip. Predictably, the bag now rips and I have ice all over. I proceed to get 3, but how do you get your money out with ice bags under your arms? What sadistic fuck at Quick Trip thought this was a good idea? Probably watching store videos, laughing at my misery. I get home and my wife says, 3 bags is 7 pounds. That's not 30 pounds. It's not enough. Go back and get more. Fuck my life. Thank you, Paul. Thanks to all of you for listening to my Rantcast. If you have a rant you want to get off your chest, send it in to me at lewisblack.com/live. You can think of it as therapy, or whatever you want to think of it as. Just let it rip. And I want to thank the true stars of our show, the ranters, splendid rants they gave us. Lewis Black's Rantcast was created and hosted by me. Lewis Black. Our live rant audio was produced by James Spurrier. Our theme song by Chris Lane. Executive producer, Ben Brewer. Executive producers, Matt Kleinschmidt and Robert Kelly for the Laugh Button Podcast.